Hello everyone, welcome to day 4. So let's see what day 4 has in store for us. It's AI insecurity, old Saint Nick. Nice pun. And today's video is from Unix guy, which is also cool. I saw a couple of things from him. And also from the cipher style. Very nice. So if you are stuck, go see their videos. So let's read the story and start the attack box and the VM. So the team at TBFC is trying to implement a new AI assistant, SolveIT, to replace their old Chatty, which was a AI assistant, a chatbot in this case, used last year. So that's a throwback, a very nice throwback in fact. And I'm going to take a look at this while the machine is loading. I'll see you in a few seconds. Yeah, so they go over a little bit of a rant of how AI is used in today's world, how it was supposed to take care of tedious, time-consuming tasks and allow humans to perform the magic. But then we are in GPT this, GPT that. So let's go into the room itself. So how are certain features of AI used on the cybersecurity world? So processing large amounts of data, like we saw yesterday with Splunk, it could be useful. Behavior analysis, so seeing how normal behavior is done, and we can even compare it in the future with anything out of the ordinary. And generative AI. So as you can see, we have these top 3 use cases, and now they go into how it's used on defensive security, offensive security, and software, which is, I think if you are curious about this, you can maybe go into detail. Yeah, so about the exercise itself, we're going to use their AI assistant in 3 use cases: red teaming, which is attacking. In this case, it's generating and using an exploit script; blueteam, which is defending; analyze web logs of an attack that has occurred; and in software, I suppose development, analyze source code for vulnerabilities. Yeah. So it's make a report on code for vulnerabilities. So they tell us to access this on the attack box. If you want to paste and copy, don't forget to do it through the clipboard. And they want us to go through the stages and see how it does. Okay, so this was the introduction. We are going into the red teaming section of the chatbot. So I'll be making some cuts because this AI should need some time to think. So I see you in a little bit. Aha, it finally finished. Okay, so it generated the code, and its basis is in using a common SQL injection technique, and it generated a Python file. So it tells us here how to save it, but we can also use Sublime Text, paste it here, and save it on the desktop. We can use it as python.py. Okay, very nice, we saved it. So now we can complete stage to continue. So I asked it, and now I'm gonna wait again. I'll see you in a little while, crocodile. So I already went ahead and I was just analyzing the code. So we need to replace the... Okay, but he is doing this. Please don't. Yeah, so don't forget to paste this here. Voila. So basically what the Python code is doing, it's just sending a post request with this payload, which is the username, the SQL injection pattern, and the password. In these cases, sometimes the password is irrelevant because what we are trying to do is seeing if when the server tries to compare the username with what it has on the database, it executes this SQL injection. At least that's what my knowledge tells me about it. Maybe it's not this simple, but yeah, so always take my knowledge as with a caveat. Yeah, so now that this has ended, let's take a look at what is trying to understand. Okay, so in this case, they are describing the event that happened. So the IP was legitimate. The attack occurred at 9 a.m. The URL, the login page was accessed, and they tried to log in with Alice, and the password parameter had a SQL injection attempt. Yeah, so they explain it here how the SQL injection happened in this case. and they give you a blue team perspective. So yeah, so let's continue. So instead of maybe of making you ask all this yes and please and do, maybe they should already have like an answer ready. I know that they want to make this interactive, but no, sounds unnecessary. Yeah, let's wait for its software thing. And in the meantime, can run the Python script. Is this saved? Most likely. So let's python.py. Let's run this and see. Okay, it doesn't recognize Python 3. Let's try Python. Let's try and read this first before we go back to the code. Yeah, so they explain here how the code design causes the vulnerability for the SQL injection. So this is quite nice if you want to understand better how this happens in the wild. And they also give you best practices and tools and techniques to exploit that. Yeah, SQL map, I think it's the big player. And you can also do Python scripts like we tried. And we can complete. Okay. Aha, check. Now let's go back to our code because he wasn't liking the f strings. Okay, so basically I removed the f string because I think that he is trying to run this on Python 2, which maybe doesn't have f strings. Okay, but maybe if I write Python correctly, he will execute it in Python 3. Yeah, so he gave us the status code for what he got from the login page, and we have the flag right here. So yeah, so you didn't need to change the code; it worked. I just needed to work on Python 3. So yeah, so don't be like me. And it works, voila! So this was a very quick run. I think it was more of maybe an explanation than complete try it yourself kind of way, because yeah, you have like a big exposition on how AI works, and we tested how an AI can generate code to make an exploit and give us an explanation of what the event was, and analyze software for analyze source code for vulnerabilities, which is good, and you can do it on your own. I do this a lot because I'm a software developer. But yeah, I mean, it was very little today. But well, it is what it is. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.